This is a lovely Thursday, early afternoon. We are enjoying the sunshine here, which is a very special thing in London in April because usually it's very cold. Every year, April is very cold, as I can remember. Except there was one year when March and April was absolutely amazing and everyone was in the park. You couldn't see the green grass because so many people were lying down enjoying the sun, picnic and everything. And that was the time of the lockdown 2020. Oh yes, the lockdown when they told everyone to stay at home, and all the parks were full because it started in March, and March and April had an absolutely amazing weather. We are not that lucky. I'm talking about the weather, obviously. We are not that lucky this year. So for example, the cherry blossom, it started around 15th of March, and we came to see it last minute 1st of April. And right now, middle of April, if you look at the cherry trees, all the blossoms, everything is gone already. But right now you can be in a short sleeve shirt in a bench out in the park or in a back garden if you have one, and just enjoy the sun. It's absolutely amazing weather, and you can hear even the birds really enjoying their time. Back in Eastern Europe or Central Europe, you can say it as you like. Back at home in Budapest, every Tuesday there is a protest and they blocking the bridges. Budapest is sliced in half by the river Danube, and we have several very very beautiful historical bridges. So the protesters, they blocking these bridges because they want to spread awareness of the new laws banning large gathering of people. And actually I wanted to look up some numbers, what they don't like. Is it like 100 people, 1,000 people, 5,000 people? But I did not see any numbers mentioned. In the very beginning, the whole protest was 4 hours, and then it became 12 hours protest because it's every Tuesday. And this week they wanted to do a 24 hours one, but it's because it's on Tuesday. It's quite difficult for them because people working, but they didn't get the permission to do a 24 hours one. They had the permission for a much shorter one, so that was 12 hours. If you look it up in the news, they will talk about the Pride, that they banned Pride in Budapest. But it's not just the Pride, it's every gathering. They don't like it at all. So that's Eastern Europe, and the US. Well, tariff. It's hard to keep track all those tariffs. But you can keep track of the people's and the country's reaction. Japan, South Korea, China became friends. I didn't think that's gonna happen in my lifetime. There's a protest going on in Serbia as well. It's going on for months and months, and there are several hundreds of thousands of people, in this protest. And a group of them decided to go to Brussels, not on foot. I wanted to say on foot. No, not on foot, but on a bike, and they need to go through Hungary, need to go through my country. And when they reached Budapest, the capital of Hungary, in a place called Heroes Square, a large group of people, mostly Hungarians, obviously, welcomed them, and they were like clapping and everything. They showed their support. So it was a very beautiful moment. I did not think that I'm gonna see this in my lifetime. Hungarians congratulating and welcoming Serbians. My TikTok feed is full of videos of people talking about leaving their country and going to another one. For example, the very last video I've seen, it was about a guy in Australia thinking of going to Canada and so on. What I noticed in these videos that everyone who talks are in their mid 20s, early 30s, and I think, and I'm saying this from personal experience, that is very hard time to change a country in that age. So I was the other day very curious about this, that some people might choose to come to Hungary and tell their experiences on the internet, and I did found several YouTube channels about people coming from West Europe and other countries and buying land in my country in Hungary and running a farm, and they have basically daily vlogs, and I was watching that, and it was very interesting for me. I was very curious about the reasoning why to come to Eastern Europe, because the one of the reason that would come up in your head maybe is that it's cheaper than any other country, but it's not really true anymore. For example, if we think about the food is much cheaper in Poland, for example. The reason is, if you put it in Google, where is the highest is the VAT, the added tax on products. Well, it's 27% in Hungary, the highest in the whole world. And there's a special tax on the top of it, which is 4.5%. And my best friend, who has, not just he doesn't have idea how all these works, he doesn't read the news, he doesn't do anything like that, he doesn't bother with it. He decided to open a store, a physical store in south of Hungary. And today morning when I woke up, I opened my social media and I saw the first pictures of the place. Obviously completely empty now. You can see only the floor, the white walls, and absolutely nothing else in it, because they're gonna need like 2 weeks to furbish it. For me, my best friend, this journey he embarked upon, this journey is like jaw-dropping. Knowing what's going on around him in the world, and he doesn't care. He just want to follow his dreams, and I do admire that, and I wish him the best. I was listening a podcast last time. It was a couple of months ago, and the guy was talking, who actually wrote a book about this, how is opening a bookshop in the UK. And he said that the very first thing he realized, that so many people has the same dream to open a shop, a bookshop in the UK. As it turns out, it's not just the UK, it's Eastern Europe as well. My best friend is opening a bookshop, a comic book shop, and there will be board games as well. Well, we'll see what happens. As I said, I wish him the best. Because what we're talking about here, it's supposed to be, funny and upbeat and entertaining, and we really need good news to share. My plan was, in the very beginning, to talk about the dire wolves that went extinct about 10,000 years ago, and now they clone them, Ramos, Romulus, and Kaleshi, because I don't see how it is a good news. But certainly it caught my attention when I saw the video on TikTok that you can hear the dire wolves howling the first time in 10,000 years.